Good morning, everyone. This is Michelle Colvin. This is Module 5, Continuous Improvement, My Story. I am the new leader in the Santa Fe Trail School District, and I am looking forward to moving the district with your help from a great school district to an even better one, known for meeting the learning needs of all students. As we begin our journey together, I found this tweet that I thought summarized our work together, and that is God grant us peace and patience in the transition as we go from good to great. So, first, a little bit about who we are. We are a district made up of 3 towns: Scranton, Overbrook, and Carbondale, about 15 miles south of Topeka along Highway 56. We have a district enrollment of 1,052 students. The 3 towns have a population of 3,205, but of course there are plenty of people that don't live within those town lines that attend school in our school district. We're made up of 4 buildings: Santa Fe Trail High School, which is in Carbondale, and it's grades 9 to 12. And then Carbondale Attendance Center, also Santa Fe Trail Junior High, is grades 4 to 8. And Overbrook Attendance Center is K to 3. And then Scranton Attendance Center houses the pre-K services and gen ed. Our district is made up of males at 55% almost, and females at 45%. You can see we are mostly a district of students who are white, with about 50% of the students being classified as eligible for free or reduced lunch. We do not report any migrant students or English language learners, and our students with disability population is about 21% of the district. We have some interesting leadership changes that have occurred. So lots of new leadership in the top 4 positions in the district, with the superintendent having started in July of 2019. The high school principal is certainly the most senior. He has been in that position since July 2014. He was an assistant principal prior to that at that school, and he also is a graduate of Santa Fe Trail High School. The Carbondale Attendance Center principal started in November of 2019. The Overbrook Attendance Center principal started in August. Scranton, because it only is made up of 5 preschool classrooms, does not have a principal. It has an early childhood director who has several buildings. She is there about 1 day a week. The staff is reported as 100% fully licensed, with about 12% of the staff being listed as inexperienced, meaning they have less than 3 years of experience. We have district beliefs that are posted on our district website. So focusing on instructional planning, addressing personal well-being, guiding students to explore college and career. Character education is important. Personal growth are privately and publicly recognized. Parents and communities being an integral part of the educational progress. And we want students taking advantage of all of the opportunities inside and outside of the classroom. How are our students doing? Well, currently we boast a graduation rate of 89.3% compared to the state average of 87.5%. Our dropout rate is 0.6% with the state average at 1.4%. Our average ACT score is 21.9 with the state average at 21.6. Our attendance rate, as reported last school year, was 100%. That seems a little questionable, but that is what is available on the KSDE report card. The state average is 94.5%. Our 5-year graduation rate is at 91%, with the state goal is 95%. Our 5-year success average is 41, and our 5-year effectiveness average is 37%, with the state goal being 70 to 75%. How are we doing on the infamous Kansas assessment program in the areas of math and reading? There is certainly work to be done in this area. You can see how the district compares to the state. We definitely need to move more students to the level 3 and 4, both in math and reading. How effective are our processes? Well, when we look at curriculum, we do have 2 curriculum leaders at the district level. One is over elementary, K-8, and one is over secondary. They conduct building walkthroughs with building principals. They provide feedback and debrief sessions with the principal regarding what they see related to implementation of curriculum and instructional practices. However, there is a lack of specific curriculum resources that are linked to state standards, and there's a lack of pacing guides. So it is teacher dependent if all of the standards get covered in a given year. When we look at instruction, we do see that we are lacking time for professional development. In addition, teachers don't have a lot of time to meet, to collaborate, and analyze data for the purpose of improving instructional practices. Our traditional teacher evaluation process is lacking in that it doesn't really provide that meaningful feedback. So we want to shore up all of that as we move to the next level, going from great to even better. We have tons of data that we are currently gathering. So our goals are to make our use of this data into more knowledge-driven practices. Programs are abundant in the district and well attended by the community. So this is something that we have much to be proud of. Our sports programs, our clubs, band, choir, drama, we have fundraisers. We have just great things going on in the community. So we want to make sure that we continue to build on that and make sure that our community can be proud of the school district and the education that we're providing to the students. We have the following vision statement outlined, and that is that we are the district of choice for those pursuing the highest quality in academic and extracurricular experiences. And our mission is to support individual student needs in preparation for successful life work. We definitely aspire to the state goals, graduation rate at 95% for all subgroups by 2030, and state assessment scores at levels 3 or 4, which defines proficiency, 75% of all subgroups of students by 2030. So as we look at the gaps, we can see that we have plenty of room to grow in all areas. We are meeting the growth indicators as outlined by the state, but we've got a ways to go to get all those percentages up to 75% within the next 10 years. So how did we get where we are? Where do we see as the root causes for these gaps? As we look at it, I mentioned earlier the specific curriculum resources that are needed, and to ensure that those are linked to the state standards and that teachers have received training to implement those resources as intended. We need a development of a pacing guide so that all teachers are on the same page about how much time should be devoted to each standard to ensure that all standards are covered in a given year. We have got to devote more time to professional development, both in terms of building and district. We have to allot time for teachers to meet together in PLCs, and we need to shore up our teacher evaluation process so that it truly can work as a growth process where all teachers are receiving meaningful feedback, not just waiting for their evaluation year to roll around. So how we're going to get there. During the 2021 school year, we are going to adjust our calendar for a 1 hour early start every Monday. And this will allow teams of teachers to meet either by grade level or by content at the high school level in professional learning communities. This time will be spent establishing that consistent pacing through the standards. We want to develop frequent, common assessments. We're going to examine student data to determine which students need additional time and support in their learning. We want to identify any problem areas that we see in our curriculum, perhaps where curriculum resources are needed. And the idea is that meeting in this team with specific protocols by week will allow everyone to become aware of their weaknesses in order to build on those and become stronger in their instructional practices. Also, in the 2021 school year, we are changing the calendar so that there is a professional development day a month, and this time will be used district-wide as well as in buildings to unpack state standards to ensure that we are teaching to the rigor of the standards. We're going to use this time to provide training on curriculum resources, and then we're also going to be providing training on evidence-based instructional strategies that will include differentiation. To evaluate our efforts, we will get to look at that month or at the annually regarding our graduation rates, our CAP scores, the ESSA data provided by KSDE. We also want to make sure that we have involved the community as they are a strong part of this culture. So we want to make sure we're getting parent surveys out there, student and staff surveys to see what we need to do as we embark on our educational journey over the next 10 years. I'm looking forward to our work together. Thank you very much.